Hey everyone, welcome to the Dragon's Rose. I am Rose. This is the dragon, and we are going to be doing an episode of Rose Retells D&D. This episode will be about my newest campaign that just started, Dungeons and Damsels, and it's me and my friend and a DM. It's a good time, and so we just started out. Shorter sessions, 2 hours, so won't be too long of a summary. I play a Tabaxi Bard. We are starting at level 3. Let's get into it. Alora Stargazer, pictured here, thanks to Amaguri, started off her journey leaving the Isles, heading to the Marshlands, and leaving the Marshlands and heading to Davenport, a port town south of the capital Tarman. There, she on the boat, she met Lex Brody, a half-elf woman alongside her. They, acknowledged each other and moved on. She got off the boat, went to talk to one of the dock workers there who told her the 3 taverns in town, the Rusty Mermaid, where all the rowdy sailors go, the Dock and Inn, where the most travelers and people who have money stay, and the Anchored Chain, the very sketchy kind of dive bar. So Alora decided to head to the Rusty Mermaid with the drunken sailors, Lex Brody traveling along with her, wanting a nice place to stay. The girls exchange pleasantries on their way to the tavern, kind of get to know one another. At the tavern, Alora tries to use her bardic abilities to earn them a free night's stay at the tavern and food and drinks for the night. She rolls a performance check, the first roll of the campaign, and gets a natural 1. So things got thrown at me by the very drunk sailors, and I was sad. Lex Brody tried to save the situation with a persuasion check, convincing the barkeep to give us a free night stay if we flirted with his customers and got them to stay longer and buy more drinks. She rolled a persuasion check and got a natural 1. Second roll of the campaign. We're starting off good, guys. So basically we left that tavern. We're like, let's try again. We meandered our way through town to the Dock Inn in the nicer, quieter establishment. There, I tried my tricks again, and this time was able to use my bardic influencer abilities and played a beautiful rendition of Danny Boy, and earned us a night's rest and some food. Some of the other patrons started talking to us, asking us for our names and where we're from and whatever. Laura didn't think anything of it. Lex was like, why are these guys all talking to us? It just happens when you're famous. Alora's not famous. Anyway, the girls exchange stories, backstories a bit. You learn that Alora is on an adventure to find all of her family. Her family all separated across the world and continents in order to remain safe for a period of time. Vague on the details what that meant, but nobody came back. So Alora has gone out to see where the rest of her family is and if they are in fact still alive. With that, the girls head off to bed, only to be awoken at 4 a.m. by alarm bells ringing in the city. Lex Brody, who has traveled through here once or twice, isn't familiar with them ringing, doesn't really know what they are, so the 2 girls head on out to try to find out what's going on. They make their way to a Lieutenant Dart and Captain Media. There, Captain Dart drinks a lot, and Lex Brody, through her flirtatious influence, convinces him to tell her what's going on, which is that a group of 4 doppelgangers has infiltrated the city in an attempt to then move on to Tarman and kill and assassinate the king. So the city has been on lockdown until the doppelgangers can be found and killed. Lex and Alora discuss it, Lex wanting to talk to the doppelgangers and see why they want to kill the king. Lex is not fond of the king as he has not treated, basically, the colony of the Marshlands well. Alora, at first, is not for assassinating the king, but pirate morals are, you know, whatever. Oh, by the way, Alora's a pirate. Her family's pirates. She's obviously she's a bard. She plays the flute, but the rest of the family, they're pirates. The best moment of the session was during one of the points when we were running around between taverns. We heard somebody crying out for help in an alley. We went over to check it out. There we found a person. Upon closer inspection, he jumped out with a knife and was like, "Hey, give us all your money." In a comical moment of reverse mugging, Alora stabs him through with her rapier and says, "No, give us all your money." And they ended up making 2 gold and 2 copper off of that exchange, and only killed 1 person. But like, it was okay because he was trying to take your money, and pirate rules state that you are allowed to kill if people try to take your things. All right, sorry. I am back for part 2 of the story. After the girls head out, they decide to go try to hunt down these doppelgangers themselves, even though they have no leads and no information. So they go to the most obvious place, the sketchy tavern. They make their way to the anchorage chain, talk to the barkeep a little bit, toss him a gold. He tells them some stuff that people have been being sketchy, then learns that that there's a man there who the girls go talk to, who explains to them basically that he sells body for science purposes and makes money from selling bodies. And he had sold the body of an innkeeper named Tom recently, and then people were saying Tom's still alive. And he was like, that's interesting. I definitely got rid of that body. So, we immediately suspect the doppelgangers are Tom. Makes sense since Tom was so nervous. And we head back to the Davenport Inn. There, Lieutenant Dart shows up again doing door-to-door checks to try to find out who everyone is and where they're from to try to track down the doppelgangers. Lex and Alora, me, give false names and places, and Lieutenant Dart moves on his way. In the meantime, Lex Brody tries to flirt with Lieutenant Dart, trying to convince him of a night of romance they shared while he's very drunk and can't remember much. And Alora sneaks back with Tom into the back room to try to interrogate him, even though Lex was the one that wanted to interrogate him, and Alora probably should have been the one to try to seduce Lieutenant Dart. Didn't end up that way, so Alora's just in the back with Tom trying to figure out what's up, asked him a couple questions. It was like, "Hey, remember when I was here last month?" And he was like, "Haha, yeah, I do." And Alora's like, "I've never been here before." She doesn't tell him that though. She's like, "You're definitely sketch." Anyway, things happen. Lieutenant Dart leaves. Lex comes into the back room. They start talking. Lex is like, "You're the doppelganger." And he's like, "Hey, buddy friend." Buddy friend who had been talking to us earlier, asking us who we were and where we're from, probably trying to steal our identities, comes in and he's like, "We're gonna kill you." And so they doppelganger shift into Lex and me. So now there's Alora and Lex doppelganger version and us. So I, the witty bard I am, cast disguise self and become Tom. Now, as Tom and Lex, we take on Lex and Alora. And that's where the session left off. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, pet a Marvin, and catch me next time. Yeah. Bye.